While you were changing the rules, I hope he's fine with Hello, hello, hello. It's me, everybody's favorite Gunchpot, back at it again with another stream. Hello, Dallin, D. Allen Werewolf. Welcome in to the Twitch chat. Today, well, firstly, I hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing a lot better than I have been lately. I don't know. I feel like as soon as I started talking, my voice became gruff again, even though it hasn't all day. But that's why we have water. Hetty, what the heck is up? Welcome in, welcome in. We are just getting started here, but today we're playing some Sparking Zero. We're going back to the good old days. And I'm continuing, for those of you who don't know, there's a series that I started doing all the way back in July of last year where I would commentate Budokai Tenkaichi 3 CPU fights. And when Sparking Zero came out, I started doing it in that. And then in season 3 of the show, I'm doing an entire tournament of every single fighter in the game. The series itself has gotten far too time consuming to produce. So now I am going to be doing it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live, where I'm going to be commentating a bunch of these CPU fights and continuing on this tournament, the ultimate tournament of power in Sparking Zero. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll go over the bracket and then we'll get into it. But I was actually playing Sparking Zero just now. Hell yeah, look, you haven't played Sparking Zero in a minute. I still play pretty frequently, but I am getting a little tired of this DLC not being out. I want them to drop this DLC. Fingers crossed that we get a trailer tomorrow. We could, but also there's some stuff happening with it that seems pretty sus. All right, let me launch the game, and then we're going to go live on TikTok. I think that's all the housekeeping stuff that I have for today. All right. Just use mods. Yes, true. I have been enjoying the mods. That's kind of the thing that's still keeping me going. Which the one Super Saiyan 4 Goku mod with all custom moves is so good. So sick. Okay, let me find all of the stuff here. Yes. Get my controller out. All right. Schwup. And then we're going to do it over here as well. Hopefully our performance doesn't dip too terribly much. Yo, thank you for the likes over on TikTok. We literally just started. You guys are so dope. Okay. Let's get this figured out. This new software is still kind of trying to figure it out. All right, but we got there. Okay. We do that. Hello, Funny Art Man. That's me. Hello. What's up, Piccolo Glazer? It's good to see you. Okay, this Firefox tab is broken, so I have to do another one. Okay, and now we have to go to the bracket website. I motion that we ask Miss Bulma to cook something for us. Your beard, yes, I cut down. It was getting a little unrelenting. Okay, here we go. This is making my computer want to explode, but you got to do what you got to do. All right, offline, CPU versus CPU. And we're doing CPU fights. This is a tournament that I have been doing for a while now, but here, we're going to do this for the TikTok. I think that might be a little bit easier. Yes, okay. And let's go down. Does that work? No. I don't know why it's showing you my YouTube. I don't even have that tab open. So cool. Okay, that's almost right. This is so goofy. that I can't just like pick the right thing the first time. Well, now it's just not working at all. Okay. Well, maybe you guys don't need to see the bracket. I'd like it if you could, though. But now it's not even letting me change it. What the flip? There's a U in there. Who's next for the casting? Once we get Mai, which we have not done yet, we'll be looking for Roshi, Oolong, and Turtle. Okay, let me do this again. So this one? Yes! Okay, that's the one. I want to bring this down under all this stuff. Sweet! Okay. What do you think about Black Frieza? I think Black Frieza is a really interesting idea. I don't love the idea of continuing to reuse old villains, but if they're going to do it, hopefully they can make it interesting. Okay, so we're running a tournament. This tournament is every single fighter in Sparking Zero in their max form. So, like, Goku Mid and Goku Mid Super Saiyan, not counting as two different characters. We're just using Goku Mid Super Saiyan. Here's where we're at right now. The very first fight of the entire thing was Gogeta Blue versus Videl, which is crazy. Very early on, we also had, like, Goten versus Trunks. And the bracket was completely randomized. And you can watch the first couple of bits on my YouTube if you want to catch up to the point where we're at now. But we are in the middle of round 2 of the tournament, and our first fight this time is going to be Pan versus Hit. Yes, Gogeta Blue, like Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. What's up, Bedrock? Welcome into the YouTube chat. And now, with that being said, let's get the frick into it. If I can get rid of the thing. Okay. So we have this set up. Pan is our first fighter up, and she is going up against Hit, the assassin. So I'm going to be commentating, shoutcasting these battles. We're going to try to get through the rest of round 2, and then we'll see where we go from there. Pan versus Hit is going to be a massacre. Worse things have happened. Spoilers for the previous part, but Cell Jr. beat Beast Gohan. Like, I don't know how that happened. He had a 2 health bar advantage, but Cell Jr. was just absolutely relentless in his fight and knocked Beast Gohan out of the tournament. So, like, and you can watch that one on my TikTok. I uploaded a bunch of these ones to my TikTok feed a few weeks ago. But let's get into this. Let's freaking go. I'm excited. I haven't shoutcast in a minute, so I'm excited to see where this goes. Pan versus Hit. Bye, I can't watch you. Okay, but thanks for stopping in anyway. Oh, Pan. I don't know if it's even possible. All right, let's go. Which one of these fighters is going to come out on top? Pan is starting at a health disadvantage. If you're noticing that the graphics look a little bit weird, it's from mods, and I don't know how to turn them off. All right, immediately, Hit is coming out, getting some really good hits off on Pan. He's going to follow up with that Assassin's Art, dealing over her first health bar worth of damage. Absolutely insane from Hit, but what are you going to expect? Pan did try to hit that Saiyan Spirit. It gave her a couple buffs, but those buffs are now gone. And she is just taking damage, basically unable to do anything to Hit at this point. He's just too fast. He's just too powerful. He hits the grab, sends her flying away. She is now almost on her last health bar. And, I mean, this is exactly how we expected this fight to go. Hit now in max power, goes for the Assassin's Art. She blocks it. He can still follow up with the Time Prison if he wanted to, but it looks like he's going to let that sparking meter burn down now. And he hits that big Z counter. Pan almost at the end of her health bar. Although that was a good perception from Pan. He goes for the Assassin's Art once again. And that, I don't know what happened there, but it was very dramatic. And that is going to be Hit moving on. Are you guys on TikTok okay? Is the performance okay? It looks like it was jittering a little bit. I can try to adjust if need be. All right. That being said, Hit is going to be moving on. You're good? Okay, sweet. That's just me then. Hit is moving on to the next round. Going to be going up against Super Saiyan 3 Goku in round 3. Next up, we have Beerus versus Pansy. Pretty much the same fight that we just saw. All right, let's do it. Here, we're going to do this as well. Beerus versus Pansy. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to redo this here. We'll just get back out of that. We'll go back to the World Tournament stage, yeah. I'll refresh my palate. A little drink. Okay. Beerus, the God of Destruction. I'll make sure that all of his settings are correct. Yes, okay. Everybody is using the same set of capsules, as well as the same CPU settings. I have all of them on Attack Strategy Ultimate Blasts because it tends to make them a little bit more aggressive. And then we have a couple of custom capsules that also make them a little bit more aggressive and more prone to using abilities and skills. And all of the fighters in this tournament are doing that. I guess I should probably make sure that they're both on the hardest difficulty. Ooh, they're not. Okay, my bad. But that's fine. There's no integrity here. All right, Beerus versus Pansy. Let's go. Who's going to win? The God of Destruction versus the Demon Child? Who could say? Anything could happen. She has a gun. Okay, let's go. God, she doesn't even speak English. All right. Beerus versus Pansy. Right away, Beerus coming out doing a little bit of damage. Also having a health advantage over Pansy. I mean, already we had a power discrepancy, and his guard is impeccable. Absolutely wonderful defense from Beerus here. Although he's going to get smacked away just a little bit. All right. And now both these fighters looking kind of evenly matched low-key, though, again, Beerus does have this massive health advantage. So if he manages to break through Pansy's guard, it's probably going to be over for her. But a big grab from Pansy is going to send Beerus flying. Now Pansy's taking this opportunity to charge, and Beerus is just kind of letting her. He was going to sleep, try to get some of his health back, but she did not let that happen. Big Z counter duel, and that's going to go to Beerus. Okay. Now, Beerus probably wants to be charging up. Pansy's whipping out the gun and shooting him. Big Sonic Sway from the God of Destruction. Now, he's just going to be trying to do a little bit of chip. He doesn't really feel like he needs to go all out. He's trying to sleep again. I don't know why he does that, but he gets hit by the Wasabi Bomb, stunning him, and Pansy's going to follow up with a ton of good little moves, but that grab from Beerus is going to send her flying away once again. He's just trying to sleep. He's straight up just trying to have a nap, and now he's pissed off. He goes and hits that instant spark, and now he hits that grab. He might be following up with the Sphere of Destruction here. Although maybe he seems like he just wants to get in and finish this fight up with his fist. A lot of good grabs. He's going to follow up. Pansy now half of her final health bar. The Sonic Sway is going to come out, and he's going to go in for this rush attack, and that's going to connect. That's going to put Pansy down. With a flick to the noggin, the absolute massive 5-head, Beerus puts Pansy out of the ring. And that's going to be Beerus advancing to the next round. Again, one that I think that we all expected. Okay, next up is Kefla versus Nail. Let's do a little Kefla versus Nail fight. And obviously the fan favorite here, I think, is going to be Kefla in her Super Saiyan 2 form. But who knows? Nail is a pretty prime fighter. He's the mightiest of the Namekian warriors at the time, anyway. But all right, let's do it. Kale versus... Oh, sorry, wait, no, that's Caulifla. Frick. Is that supposed to be Caulifla? It's supposed to be Kefla. All right, hold on. He's a fraud. He's not used to doing it live. Okay. Well, in that case, it's feeling like Kefla is probably going to be winning this one. But we'll ensure that she has all of her proper settings on, and yes. All right, now we'll get into this fight. Kefla versus Nail. The Namek versus the Universe 6 fused Saiyans.
Well, how long do you think you can last against me?
I have no choice.
Okay, here we go. Who's going to come out on top? Kefla also starting with a health advantage here. A lot of health advantages happening in these couple of early fights. None of these are starting fair. But hey, sometimes that's just the case. Sometimes fights aren't fair. Okay, Nail getting in some good damage, but Kefla's going to come in and follow up, hit this grab, smack him down into the stage. There are no ring outs in this fight, so throwing your opponent outside of the ring is not going to eliminate them. A good combo from Nail. As you can see, Kefla was just standing on the ground. But Kefla is looking pretty confident in this fight. Nail has gotten a little bit of damage off, but it's just simply not enough. But there is a long way to go. Both of them getting buffs. Kefla getting the melee blast buff, and Nail getting a little bit of defense. Gogeta, lock in, please. Okay, Kefla looking like she's trying to charge up a little bit. But Nail just getting this little bit of chip damage in, but he's going to need to do a lot more if he wants to bring this battle back. I mean, Kefla very much has the advantage and has since the beginning of this fight. Ooh, a big side sweep, or a leg sweep from Kefla. Puts Nail on the ground briefly, and now she's just getting a lot of good follow-up. It's just not looking good for the Namekian. He is going to get a little bit of armor, a little bit of a defense buff here, which is good for him from that false courage. But I don't know if it matters. Now, none of these fighters are using too many of their blast abilities, like getting a lot of skills off. Big grab from Nail. He's finally managed to put in about 1.5 health bars on Kefla, while he only has 2 remaining. But a lot of grabs coming out. Got his armor up and just did nothing with it. Absolutely not. Nail is trying to play this fight very safe, but instead he's just kind of taking a lot of damage perpetually. And sometimes that's just what happens when you're up against a foe this exponentially more powerful than you. But he's getting a lot of really good damage in now, putting in work on that next health bar. Kefla now down to 2.5. Only about 1 health bar up on him now if he wants to charge up and use that full power energy wave, or his explosive wave, or even his mystic flasher. He could put in some real damage in and knock Kefla out of this tournament. This fight is not over yet, folks. Kefla somehow losing her footing. Maybe that cockiness or that overconfidence was just a little bit too much. He goes to power up for the very limit. Nail now in his max power. We could be seeing this ultimate attack coming out, and we are. Is this going to connect? It is. This might finish Kefla off. It ought not to. It ought not to. But it's going to put him in the advantage here. If not, okay, very close. Their health is about even. But that was a W clutch from Nail. Now Nail is on his last health bar, and Kefla is charging up. She said, all right, now it's my turn to get in a rush. And this is going to connect, potentially finishing off Nail. Okay, Kefla, it seemed like during that fight was just toying with him. And then when he came out with that big ultimate attack, she knew she had to take it seriously. And she decided to put a stop to it. That is going to be Kefla going up against Beerus in the next round. No, the damage was reduced because she was on the ground. Frick. Yellow, what's up, Saiyajin Blader? How the heck are ya? All right, wait, I didn't see who was next. Who is next? Bobbity versus Final Form Cooler. This is going to be a fun one. All right, let's go find Bobbity versus Final Form Cooler. Connor, thank you for liking the live. Cooler, I swear to Kami if you somehow lose this. Cooler is going to be starting with a health advantage, but Bobbity has magic, and we just don't know how that scales in the world of Dragon Ball. Magic seems pretty powerful. Greeting, how fare thee? We fare thee well, traveler. Okay. Let's get into this. Let's see which of these fighters is going to come out on top. Cooler, though, at a massive health advantage, but immediately Bobbity paralyzing Cooler and not really doing anything with that. Now the Death Beam is going to come out, though Bobbity manages to dodge. And immediately this Z-counter duel is going to go to Bobbity. Bobbity getting a lot of good follow-up here. So thank you for the likes over on the TikTok game. My money's on Bobbity. Just eating. Did you just say Bobbity versus Final Form Cooler? Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, a big grab from Bobbity. Going to suck some of that energy out. maybe get a little bit of follow-up. Babidi has made quick work of the initial advantage, though Babidi actually only started with the 2 health bars as opposed to the full 3. So he still has a long way to go. All right, Cooler dancing around, not exactly sure how to handle this fight. Stunning Babidi with that full power Ki Blast, but he does it again and then gets behind Babidi, and now he's putting in the work, though. That big wizard barrier comes out from Babidi, ending that combo, but the defense from Cooler is just impeccable. And the offense is even better at that. And now Babidi is on his final health bar, while Cooler is still looking at a good 3 1/8. But Babidi has made quick work of that 8th and is not going down without a fight. I mean, absolutely putting in more work than I would have anticipated from this wrinkly little foreskin of a man. Another big grab, sucking out as much energy from Cooler as possible. Now let's see what these fighters decide to do to end this battle. Cooler is looking like he wants to put a finish to it now with his bare hands. But Babidi is not going down. Yeah, and he is. He's down. He's down. Babidi's down. Hey, but that's going to be final form Cooler advancing to the next round. Not gonna lie, Bobby had this old alt. He might have been able to turn the tides. True. True. And with all of the sucky sucks, it would have boosted the power of that. Okay, next up we have Daima Super Saiyan Goku versus Zed Gogeta. That's Z Gogeta for those of you who aren't in the know. Cooler definitely cheated Bobby. One win was stolen. Okay. So a fusion versus a mini version of the unfused guy that makes up half of the fusion. Does that make sense? It's low-key entertaining. Yeah, I try my best. The what? I don't know who to root for. I'm hoping that we get to see this Super Kamehameha come out from Goku at some point, though I am anticipating that Gogeta is going to be winning this fight. But let's get into it. Goku low-key might be cooked. But stranger things have happened in Fantasy Fight. Dude, he doesn't even know what you're saying. All right, let's see. Mini Super Saiyan Goku versus Gogeta Z. And immediately Gogeta doing some good damage, though. Goku manages to put his defenses back up and give a little bit of damage himself, though. A big Sonic Sway is going to come out from Gogeta. Let's see what kind of follow-up we get here. Big combo. And that is just going to be a lot of damage to Mini Goku. Now, Mini Goku is trying to get some damage off himself, but he just is trying to whittle down this health advantage at first. You should do voiceover for Goku in this battle. Hey, it's me, Goku. I'm gonna beat up this guy that kind of looks like a big version of me, but combined with a different guy. Although, we're getting this rush out right here, and this is going to connect. He's coming in with the flurry of blast. He's just zipping around at 1,000,000 miles an hour. He's coming in with a big kick, and that is going to do a lot of damage. And now they are on the same health bar. Hey, it's me, Goku. Get me out of here. Big vanish from Goku. This is an even match, folks. It is looking really good for Mini Goku right now. I mean, as good as it can look when you're fighting a grown-up fused version of yourself. Now, Gogeta is still taking the lead in this fight, but it is still looking extremely good for either fighters. This could go either way. Gogeta charging up some ki, but a big Z counter duel is going to come out, and that's going to send Gogeta flying. Goku hitting his Insta-Spark. We could see that Super Kamehameha come out, and that would definitely turn the tide of this battle. He's getting in the back shots, the infinite combo, and he's going for this rush, but he misses. He still has some sparking left. We could still see his ultimate attack. He's hitting this grab. This is the time to follow up. That's going to burn down. But both of these fighters now on just about even health. However, Goku is now at a health disadvantage or a defense disadvantage because of that Insta-Spark that he tried to pull. Now Gogeta is on his final health bar, but these grabs just keep coming out. The power pull is mighty from Mini Goku. All right, let's see what happens. Goku right now is in the lead. Gogeta Z has half of his final health bar left. Both fighters are going to charge up. We'll see which one of them gets their next attack off because that could spell disaster. Goku now is on his final health bar as well. Both these fighters trying to size each other up, figuring out what we need to do for this last engagement. Now Gogeta has taken the advantage, but it is still just about even. This Insta-Spark is coming out from Goku, and we are going once again for this rush, and that's going to connect! That's going to put Gogeta down! Mini Goku putting the movement on Gogeta and taking this victory. Is that DBZ Bukaki 2 or 3? Goku is losing. No. That is Mini Goku advancing to the next round. Crazy. Is this Daima Goku? It is. All right, next up, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Tapion. Oh, Tapion is my personal favorite character, but you just like can't really beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, right? So I think this is going to be probably a pretty one-sided fight. Okay, Schwap. Make sure these are all set up correctly. All right. And then the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. There's no world where he sells this, surely. He's going to absolutely slime Tapion. But all right, let's get into it. The hero of time. Copyright, patent pending. Rare Vegito, my goat. I think we've seen all of Vegito that we are going to for this round. I think he's advanced to the next round already. All right, here we go. A sword-wielding hero versus the Super Saiyan 4 Fusion. The Brave Cannon immediately coming out, and that's going to make contact. A direct hit dealing a lot of damage to this health advantage that Gogeta's going to have. Okay, he's a little bit stuck. They're a little bit lost in the sauce right now. But Gogeta gets behind, does a little bit of damage. This is a very slow start to this battle. But it's looking pretty good for Gogeta so far. All right, he's going to be charging up. Tapion doesn't want to let him get any key advantage because if he hits any of these big attacks, it's going to do a ton of damage. He gets in a lot of good damage there with his sword and his speed, but the defense from Gogeta is really good. A big Z counter, and he's so fast. He's just dealing this damage so quickly, faster than Tapion can respond, dealing already 2 health bars to Tapion. CPU tourney indeed. Whoever said Gogeta my goat needs to win an Emmy. That's just poetry. What difficulty? They're all on max difficulty with a couple custom capsules to try to affect their behavior a little bit. Though sometimes it doesn't work. The CPUs in this game are just not that good. Big sidestep from Tapion. Gets a big stun off. He is doing his best here. Gets the big barrier to end that combo. He needs to keep his distance. Another big sidestep from Gogeta. I think Tapion's going to want to charge up and try to use some of these blasts from a distance. Otherwise, I think Gogeta is just going to be able to throw the hands faster than Tapion can react to them. A big bang Kamehameha is going to come out, but Tapion actually manages to dodge it. Red Patara BT3 tournament would be cool. Dude, I was doing a lot of the like max power BT3, BT4 CPU fights like a year ago. And they were so fun. They would get so crazy. Okay. Tapion's kind of trying to make his way back. He still only has he's still on his final health bar. Gogeta still has 2 full health bars remaining, but Tapion is doing his best. He's going for this sword slash, and some of those are going to make contact. Gogeta now at 1.5 health bars left. If it were not for his initial health advantage, they'd be even in this fight. Tapion is looking extremely good for the power discrepancy here. I mean, he's my boy, and now they are on the same health bar. Gogeta is still in the lead, but he is kind of looking like the mitochondria because he is the powerhouse of the cell right now. Okay, but he is going for the power up to the very limit. He's going for the times 100. If this makes contact, it is over for Tapion. And it's looking like the stage is going to evacuate the tournament. That is point blank. It's going to do a lot of damage. And that is going to connect, of course, putting Tapion down. Gogeta securing his spot in round 3 of the tournament. He isn't Cell because he isn't perfect. True. It's like watching a horse race. And that is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta advancing to the next round. Next, we have Gamma 2 versus Gotenks. Oh boy. Whoops. Accidentally went to the wrong thing. That was an intense finish.
Wow! This is getting exciting already!
Okay. Gamma 2 versus Gotenks. Kind of apt, considering we didn't see Gotenks in the movie. We saw Fat Tanks, which is always upsetting. Yo, Cali Cat, what the heck is up? Hold on, Android CPUs are cracked. I think Gamma 2 has this. I think Gamma 2 just might have this. Although, if he uses his ultimate prematurely, could end bad. Could end bad. It's gonna be up to him to hold off on that until it's absolutely necessary.
You might have helped me before, but don't think for a second I'll hold back now.
Yo, thank you for liking the lives. Also, thank you for the GG.
Yeah, I don't know something.
Yo, you over there with the cape and the belt and
All right.
what's your deal?
They are yapping. Okay. Gamma 2 versus Gotenks. Gotenks starting at a little bit of a health advantage, but not that much. About half a health bar. But he has already done over half a health bar to Gamma with just his fists here. Fraud tanks. Oh, no. All right. Gamma has hit all of his ki, whereas Goten needs to charge his up. So we could be seeing some big attacks from Gamma coming out. First up, we have a nice combo, but Gotenks manages to vanish away, sending Gamma flying, and he's not recovering. Gotenks is charging up. He pulls out the gun, and that is going to make contact, doing about 7,000 damage. Trunks locked in a room with only androids. Who's coming out alive? Definitely not the androids. All right, we're getting this big superhero pose from Gamma. Both of these fighters getting some buffs, but that mouth cannon is going to come out. A lot of good follow-up from Gotenks there. He's doing a ton of damage, maintaining this early lead. This fight, though it's only just beginning, is looking really good for Gotenks. Pretty sure Gamma just disqualified himself with that gun. There are no rules in the fantasy fight arena. And now Gamma is on his final health bar. Going for that pose again, keeping his buffs online. Gotenks doing the exact same thing. Now he's trying to close the distance. Gamma takes a step back. Gotenks gets behind him briefly, but that Z counter from Gamma keeps him at bay for a minute. But just the hands from Gotenks. What an insanely quick fight. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks moving on. That was not close.
It just can't be beat.
And that's going to be Gotenks advancing to the next round. All right, next is Rosie versus Z17. Correct? Why did it just go up? Oh, what? I'm lost. Okay, we're back. Yes, Rosie versus Z17. My boy can't be touched. Nobody step into the boys when they bust the fusion out. 17 for the W. God, I hope so. I don't want Rosie in the tournament anymore. That shit was annoying. All right. It's time to clean up. Let's go. Rosie versus 17.
You'll fall prey to the fists of
A
the
warrior of love versus an unfeeling machine. No, he has feelings. Joey Baloney, thank you for the follow. All right, and let's begin. Is this the first fight of the day where they're starting at the same health? That's crazy. Immediately some damage coming out from 17. I think he wants to make quick work of this this battle. This is an actual long-running tournament you've been doing? It is. We're midway through round 2. I've been doing them on YouTube as like edited videos, but they take so long to make. And I've only gotten busier, so I figured this was a nice alternative doing them live. All right, 17 with that blast attack doing a lot of damage to Rosie. He definitely does not want her moving on in this tournament. Who's the champion? No champion yet. All right, a lot of damage from 17. He is making good work of this battle right now. I mean, he's looking very clean. He's looking like he's done this a 1,000 times, like he's a killing machine designed for battle. All right, Rosie charging up. We could be seeing an ultimate attack coming out. Nope. Okay, 17 manages to stop it. He needs to get his ki charged up if he wants to use any more of his blast abilities. But it looks like he's favoring ki spam and the like. Big grab from Rosie coming out. They are on the same health bar, very close in health. 17 kind of needs to get it together here. Big insta-spark from Rosie coming out. We could be seeing her ultimate attack. And that will do a lot of damage if it does. And there she goes, bringing in Ribrianne for the combo move. Going to be blasting 17 with a big-ass heart. And that's going to connect, leaving 17 with half of his final health bar. Now Rosie's going to be charging up. 17, not really sure what to do. Looking pretty lost here. And just taking some pretty stupid damage, might I say. He's not able to keep his guard up, and now this volley is going to come out, and that's going to finish off the android.
Well,
Disappointing.
what do you think of Universe 2's power?
I'm not supposed to play favorites, but I'm not so happy about that one. That is going to be Rosie. Moving on. All right, next is... Okay, we do have a Vegito. Sorry, I lied. It's all canonical and shit. We got Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black versus Vegito Blue. And this bracket was completely randomized. So the way that things have turned out is completely random. But kind of dope that we get canonical battles like this. Love to see it. All right, here we go. The most powerful version of Vegito versus Goku Black. Who is going to come out on top? Take your leave at once. All right, these fighters are just about to begin. Vegito also starting at a health advantage, but Goku Black is pretty quick. All right, Vegito charging up. Immediately going for the Kamehameha, and Goku Black just tanks that, taking about 10,000 damage for almost no reason. Maybe there's a little bit of cockiness at play here. Maybe he thought he could just take that and still come out on top. You should do a tag team tournament. I wouldn't even know where to begin with something like that. That'd be so big. So much work. All right, Vegito charging up while Goku Black just standing there. He is going to block that Kamehameha, however. Goku Black not really doing much in this fight. Just kind of standing there. Big Z counter duel, however, and he actually is going to be taking that one. All right, Vegito is going to be getting some buffs, but he just gets uppercutted by Goku Black. Now, Goku Black, we could be seeing some abilities coming out for. He's going to throw Vegito down into the stage. He's going to vanish in and follow up. Big Z Vanish duel. I'm here for this. What is up, TJ? Thank you for the heart as well. I appreciate it. All right. Another buff is going to be coming out from Vegito. He's going to keep this advantage up. And now he's going in for this rush, this Omega finishing blow, or the Shining Rush slash. Oh, that's going to do a lot of damage to Goku Black. Leaving Goku Black just barely above his final health bar. Yeah, thank you for sharing the live as well. Pressing on, Goku Black now on his final health bar, while Vegito still has so much health left. And he is just burning down. I guess Goku Black just ain't all that without his immortal buddy Zamasu to fuse with. He's just taking so much damage. However, he hits the audacious laugh, and if he gets this ultimate attack off, it could bring him back. I mean, I don't think it's going to do enough damage to even the odds, but if he doesn't take any more damage, Vegito is now at 1 1/4 of his final health bar left. Goku Black is in final hit territory, but if he doesn't take any more damage, which he is, he's literally in 1-hit territory. Any little bit of damage from Goku Black is going to put him out of this tournament, but he is not going down without a fight. He goes for the Kamehameha. Vegito blocks it, still taking a little bit of damage. And now we are going for this clash. Whoever comes out on top might win this fight. And it is Goku Black. If he gets some follow-up here, it might be over. He's somehow managing to put in a ton of work, but the perception comes out, and that is Vegito moving on in this tournament. That got way too close at the end for how not close it was at the beginning of that fight. Gunspot, I have a very good my voice, but I'm underage. Can I still participate? Unfortunately, you cannot. Dragon Ball Abridged is an 18 plus production. That was explosive. Yo, what's up, Rector? Good to see you in here, dude. All right, Vegito, moving on. Rip, I'm so sorry. You should do Nappa versus Gogeta. Later. We could maybe do a Nappa versus Gogeta one day. Dodoria versus King Cold. Another kind of on-theme battle. I think in the previous round, King Cold won against Captain Ginyu. So he's kind of running through the Frieza grunts at this point. All right, and then we'll find King Cold. Oh, he's up there. They are on the hardest difficulty, right? Yeah. And the items are on? Okay. So everything's correct. They're just a little bit goofy now. All right. Dodoria versus Cold. Gushbot, will you do Z and Super? No. Somebody is doing Super already, and obviously everybody knows about DBZA already. DBA is going to be its own thing, and it's probably going to take a very long time to make and work through. So I'm gonna only commit to that, and who knows what's gonna happen after. Immediately, a big Sonic's Wave from Cold coming out in the beginning of this fight. Dodoria is pretty slow. King Cold pretty big, but faster than Dodoria. Can I help with animating at least? Well, the show has already been animated. But I'm just not letting anybody under the age of 18 onto the cast or crew at all. A big death beam from Cold comes out as well, doing a lot of damage to Dodoria here. Dodoria going for this mouth beam, but Cold is going to block that. He's doing a lot of damage here. Yo, Raheem, thank you for the follow. Dodoria's doing his best, but he is weaker than King Cold. I mean, I must say, but he's putting in good work, all things considered. I'd love to audition. Well, if you'd like to audition for the character of Mai, those auditions are up now. You can find the link in my bio over on TikTok. Another big death beam is going to make direct contact. That's a lot of damage. But Oolong, Turtle, and Roshi auditions are going to be coming out soon. Stay tuned on my page for information about those. Like DBZA animated some scenes to fit. Yeah, for the most part, stuff like that is just minor edits, and stuff that just comes down with like editing knowledge and stuff. I don't think there's too much, at least in the beginning here, where I'm gonna need an actual animator on staff. It's strange how people keep asking if you'll do Z. Like, do they not? Well, yeah, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't want to try to live up to that. Like, DBA is definitely its own thing, and Dragon Ball is its own show in general. Very different tone from DBZ, and this just hasn't been done to the capacity that I'm attempting to do it. So, it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun as hell. Cold is looking really good in this fight. Dodoria has about half of his final health bar left. Cold still has about 2.5. Though Dodoria is getting some decent damage in. What the heck was that? Oh, it was the controller. That was scary. Krillin counter or nah? Krillin counter is a nah. I'm not going to be using any TFS jokes. Or I'm going to be avoiding as many TFS jokes as I can. Big mouth beam from Dodoria is going to make contact. Dodoria's coming back a little bit in this fight. Big vanish from Dodoria. Gets behind, puts Cold on his final health bar. Okay, big explosive wave from Cold once again. Going to be ending that combo. Both of these fighters' guard is actually... The defense is pretty strong right now here in the end of this fight. Dodoria just doing everything he can to burn down Cold. Now he is in one-hit territory, and this grab from Cold is going to finish Cooler or Dodoria off. I thought you said Midoriya. I wish my dad was All Might. All right, that is Cold. Moving on. Let's get it. Next up is MUI Goku versus Android 18. MUI Goku versus 18. That is, it's probably not going to end well for 18. But who knows? We've already had some pretty crazy upsets. All right. That looks like it's all set to go. It's my turn. Where is the android? There she is. Yo, thank you for the likeys, gang. At 12 hundo. Bro got owned by his previous boss, real. So disrespectful. Is it due to copyright? No. Referencing TFS wouldn't give me any copyright issues. It's just that I'm not trying to make TFS's. I'm not trying to make a prequel to their show. I'm trying to make my own show. So I don't want to reference their stuff too much, if at all, just because I don't want to like steal their jokes. I want to write my own jokes and take my own direction with the characters and the material. We need updates. I know we need updates so bad. All right, 18 immediately coming out with a big beam, but Goku manages to block it. Now he's finally got some damage off here. He hits this grab. Sweep, sweep. Sends her flying. Punches the air a ton. Unfortunately, that doesn't work in this game like it does in the anime. All right, he's going to be charging up a little bit of ki here, something that 18 cannot do. A big Sonic Sway from 18, managing to dodge the punches of Ultra Instinct. Quite impressive. But she's still at a bit of a health disadvantage here. She goes for this volley, dealing Goku's first health bar here. Let's see what Goku decides to do. He's going to vanish, but she's going to vanish back. A lot of grabs coming out from both of these fighters. A lot of grabs coming out from everybody today. They're feeling quite grabby in the ring. A lot of perception as well. This one is feeling very slow for the power that's at play in this fight. Ooh, a big read from 18. All right, Android 18 making a lot of work, making a lot of things happen here. I like this man. He put Undertale music in his post. Yeah, I had to do Death by Glamour. It's one of my favorite songs from Undertale. All right, 18 now, 2 health bars left. Still managing to put in some good work here. But I think she's going to need to do a little bit more. Now both fighters hitting their Insta-Sparks. We could be seeing some ultimate attacks coming out. And this fight could go either way. Goku just auto-dodging these attacks. Absolutely showing the power discrepancy here. A big combo, and now he's going for his Vanish Rush, which is going to do a ton of damage. Not going to finish off 18, but it is going to put her on her last health bar. And now she still has her Sparking mode, and she is going for her ultimate attack. And that's going to connect. Ooh, how do you do this on PS5? Just go offline battles, CPU versus CPU. Both fighters now on their last health bar. Goku locked off for a second. He's going to charge up a little bit. We might be seeing a Kamehameha or something come out here. Or we're just going to see him go in with his fists. And that's going to put 18 in one-hit territory. If he gets one more attack off, it is going to be it. And that is it. MUI Goku moving on. That would have been a huge upset if he got knocked out of the tournament at this point. Other half got this in the bag. 18 or Goku? All right, but that is Goku moving on. Goku, real. All right, next we have Vegeta Scouter versus Whis. Oh boy. I would put my money on Whis winning this entire tournament. Okay, there we go. Old Vegeta Scouter versus old Whis himself. There he is, and there we go. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot. I've had a sore throat and cough for like 3 weeks now. But we press on. All right, let's begin Vegeta versus Whis. Whis not only has his auto dodge, but he also is starting at a health advantage. Vegeta just punching him in the gut and then flying away is really funny. Big Vanish duel that is going to go to Vegeta. Vegeta managing to get some pretty good damage in on Whis here. All right, and he's going for this rush, but they end up going into a clash instead, and that is going to go to Whis. All right, both these fighters about even in power in that engagement, but Whis is going to manage to vanish behind and is just smacking Vegeta, just backhanding him like he is nothing compared to Whis, which he pretty much is. Big grab is going to come out from Whis, sending Vegeta flying. We'll see. Looks like Whis is going to be charging up. Vegeta getting this buff. He's going to be getting a little bit of a melee buff as he tries to charge up a little bit, but Whis doesn't let him go all the way into sparking. He's going for this rush once again, and that is going to connect this final Gallic rush, and that's going to do a lot of damage to Whis, putting them now on the same health bar. All right, big explosive wave from Vegeta is going to end that combo that could have been deadly to Vegeta, honestly. Both of them are going to keep their distance now, as Vegeta wants to charge up some ki, goes for the Gallic gun, and Whis does not dodge it. Though Whis is still in the lead, it is still very close. Vegeta keeping his buffs online. He wants this melee buff so that he can just keep doing damage when he can even manage to hit Whis, which this Vanish duel is going to go to Whis. And Whis is going to charge up and go for this finger beam, but Vegeta manages to dodge. I'm going to be extremely surprised if Vegeta takes this battle, I'm going to be honest. All right, another big grab from Whis is going to send Vegeta flying. Whis is going to charge up, and he's going to hit this finger beam, and that's going to make contact, putting Vegeta down to about 1 1/3 health bars. Gotcha, when Whis charged up to sparking a little, his scouter broke. Was that a result of Whis charging up, or was that just the damage that Vegeta's taken up to this point? That would be a really cool detail if that's what happened. I didn't notice. All right, Vegeta is now on his final health bar. But he's going to hit that Gallic gun. Whis is going to dodge it. Vegeta trying his best. He's never faced a foe this powerful before at this point in his life. And I mean, I'd say he's doing a pretty good job, all things considered. But, I mean, Whis is an angel, you know? This is just unparalleled power. If the character has more than 5 DP mode, break scatter, trying out sometimes. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. That's cool. I did not know. All right, big combo from Vegeta. He is putting in as much work as he possibly can in this battle. Big grab, sending Whis away. Now he's going to be charging up. Oh, I was going to say, we might be seeing the dirty fireworks come out. Whis at about 1 1/3 health bars left. If this rush hits, it actually might put Vegeta in the lead, but the rush missed, unfortunately. And now they're just going back in with their fists. And Whis is putting in the moves on Vegeta. He is now in just about one-hit territory. Any amount of big damage is going to put Vegeta down. And he's just going to take some smacks and lose that Z counter duel. And that is going to be Whis advancing on. Oh, surprisingly close, though. All right, sorry. I didn't mean to just crunch a bunch of ice directly into the mic. Okay. Oops, I hit my DP button too, so now my mouse is going crazy. And there he goes. UI Goku versus Whis. Final battle, maybe? Maybe. Next up is Kakunsa versus Vegeta Blue. This one could be interesting. All right. It was Kakunsa from the Love Trio versus Blue Vegeta. Goodbye, guys. I have to grind Red Dead Redemption 2, best luck to auditions. Thank you, and have fun with your Red Dead. All right. Kakunsa versus Vegeta. Who's going to come out on top?
Can you overcome the power of my love?
Can you overcome the power of my love versus Blue Vegeta? Okay, big Sonic Sway immediately coming out from Vegeta, doing big damage. But Kakunsa is going to follow up with a lot of quick damage to the back, but Vegeta's going to answer back doing the exact same thing with a huge combo, dealing Kakunsa's entire first health bar. All right, this is a high-octane fight already, folks. Big grab from Kakunsa comes out. We could be seeing both these fighters charging up, see if maybe we get some rushes out. Some blasts out, another Sonic Sway from Kakunsa, though Vegeta still has a pretty healthy advantage in this fight at this point. All right, Vegeta is going to be charging up. He is going for this buff skill, so now he is going to be getting a little bit of a charge rate buff as well as a melee buff. All right, Kakunsa charging up. We could be seeing this rush come out, and we are. That is going to... sorry, not rush, but that is one of those rush down moves where she just barrels through the opponent, and it does a lot of damage. And now they are on just about the same health bar, and Vegeta manages to dodge out of the way of that rush. But they are still very even in HP right now. Kakunsa answering back to all of the damage that Vegeta is dealing. All right, and now she's hitting this Insta-Spark move. Vegeta doesn't have the luxury to do that as well, and now she is going for her ultimate attack. The Love Beam is going to come out. Let's see if that connects. If it does, it's going to spell disaster for Vegeta in this fight. And it does. Vegeta now at 1 and an 8th-ish health left. He needs to put in some work on Kakunsa if he wants to bring this fight back, because now he is on his final health bar. Kakunsa is just really fast. It seems like her raw speed is overwhelming Vegeta here. And he's not even taking the opportunities to charge. He's just dashing in with no ki and then trying to predict a perception, but she is just not falling for the bait. Kakunsa, with a huge combo, knocks Vegeta Blue out of the tournament. That is insane.
You're my prey.
All right. Kakunsa moving on. Trying to brute force his way is not the play. It is not. Okay, we have 2 more battles left in round 2. Next up is Android 16 versus Ultimate Gohan. Kind of another on-theme, on-brand battle. This is going to be interesting. We'll see Android 16 seeing how far Gohan has come. Let's do it. Let us begin. Versus Ultimate Gohan. All right, let's begin. I'm curious to see what how 16's power stands up to Ultimate Gohan. Because if 16 is as powerful as 17 and 18, like, I mean, with how the Tournament of Power kind of fucked up power scaling, it's impossible to say, really. All right, right away. 16 and Gohan both doing a little bit of damage to each other, but it seems like they don't really want to fight. They're kind of sizing each other up, seeing what the play is here. Big Z counter duel. It's going to go to Gohan. 16 is trying to hit these grabs, but it is just not happening. So I guess same with Gohan. They're trying to hit grabs from very far away. Right now, Gohan is in the lead, but that could very well change. This fight is just getting started. But from their pace here, it really does seem like they don't want to be fighting. They are just kind of chilling, trading a few light blows and then backing off. All right. 16 finally going in on the offensive, but Gohan manages to vanish out. Then 16 hits the explosive wave to try to stop that incoming combo. Both of them are on the same health bar now, and 16 actually managed to take over the lead. Gohan tries to charge up to Sparking, but 16 doesn't let him. Oh, and now we're going in for a clash grab, We don't get to see very many of these, and that is going to go to 16, and now he's going to follow up with another grab, sending Gohan flying. Of course, 16 can't charge ki, so at this point, he's just kind of chilling. What is happening? Oh no, they're stuck. No, they're just standing there. Okay. That was weird. That was so weird. Okay. But another explosive wave is going to come out, and 16 is going to maintain this lead now at a health bar advantage on Gohan. He's coming in with his fist, doing a ton of damage. A great combo from 16. Gohan might want to power up to the very limit and use an ultimate attack if he wants to come back in this fight, but it also seems like maybe he's just kind of taking it easy here. As we had a two-minute timeout, two-second timeout. But now Gohan is on his final health bar. He is going for his ultimate attack. We could be he is going for the power up to the very limit. We could see his ultimate attack, the burst rush, come out, but he is just tanking damage from 16 here. He gets in a lot of damage, and he follows up with the Super Kamehameha, which does put 16 on his final health bar. Now Gohan, if he can play it safe, could bring this fight back, but he does have a defense disadvantage from his Insta-Spark that he pulled before. He's going to try to charge up some ki while 16 is away and win this Z counter duel. Now he's just going to play it safe. This is still anybody's fight here, folks. It is down to the wire. 16 doing a little bit of more damage and gets behind Gohan and knocks him out. 16 advancing. That is an upset. Ultimate Gohan being knocked out of the tournament. I think that was the last version of I think that's the last version of Gohan. I don't think there's any more versions of Gohan because Beast got knocked out, and I think Super Saiyan 2 got knocked out too. Is Gohan completely out of this tournament now? Because Cell Jr. beat Beast Gohan, which is crazy. Kale beat adult Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Oh my goodness. I think that Gohan is fully out of this tournament. That's crazy. Fan favorite Gohan completely eliminated. Next fight, however, is Dispo versus Goku Mid, and this is going to be our last fight of the day. So I'm hoping this is a good one. No Gohans remaining. That is tough. In a tournament where every single character is competing at their most powerful forms, I did not think we'd be getting to round 3 without Gohan. That is crazy. But all right, like I said, final battle of the day is Goku. Oh wait, I think I got to do Dispo first. Dispo is technically first up on the roster sheet here. All right, he's all good to go. Versus Goku Mid Super Saiyan. Yes, there we go. Final fight of the day. Let's see who's advancing to round 3. All right, here we go. Dispo, quick, super fast. A lot of people like the character too, but Goku Mid is just a different kind of peak, you know? All right, let's go. A big Sonic Sway from Dispo. It's exactly what you'd expect from a speedster like that, but Goku still managing to get a little bit of damage off here in the beginning of this fight. All right, big Goku grab coming out, sending Dispo down into the stage, and Goku getting some good follow-up here, making quick work of Dispo's first health bar so far. All right, Goku's going to charge up. Could see the Meteor Crash come out. He's going to do a little bit of damage, win that clash, and he's going to follow up with the Kamehameha. Dispo at about 2.5 health bars left. Goku looking really clean in this fight, and he's looking clean in the drip too. We see the Yard Rat fit Goku. All right, a lot of Ki Blast spam from Goku. He is looking really competent in this fight right now. These fighters have not been looking so great today, but Goku is absolutely putting in the work right now. Dispo now 1.5 health bars left. Goku just absolutely putting the movement in on him. 3 grabs in a row, just sending Dispo down, and he's going to try to go for another one. Dispo now on his last health bar, finally breaking out of this combo chain. Dispo should be taking this opportunity to charge, and that's exactly what he does. But Goku comes back in with the Ki Blast spam, just being, like you said, absolutely dominant. However, Dispo maybe getting a second win, catching that fist, getting a lot of good follow-up here. Goku just has so much health left. I don't know, even if Dispo got his ultimate off, it would make much of a difference in this fight at this point. Goku just loving these grabs, and that last grab is gonna end this fight. That is Goku mid, advancing to round 3. Crazy. That was not a close fight at all. Rasheen, thank you for the follow. Okay. That is Dispo versus Goku mid, going to Goku mid. So now we have our entire round 3 bracket put together. Next time, we're going to be seeing the likes of Gogeta Blue versus Perfect Cell, Bergamo versus Slug, Topo versus Kale, Cell Jr. versus Frost. That is insane. Fuse Zamasu versus Super Vegeta. Full Power Frieza versus Ribrianne. Full Power Broly. Oh, we have Future Gohan. Future Gohan is still in the tournament. Okay. Good. I'm glad to see a version of Gohan that is still in the tournament. I forgot about that. We have Goku GT Super Saiyan 4 versus Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Hit. Beerus versus Kefla. Cooler versus Daima Goku. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Gotenks. Rosie versus Vegito. King Cold versus Goku MUI. Whis versus Kakunsa. And Android 16 versus Goku Mid. Round 3 is going to be absolutely stacked. And we are going to do all of round 3 on the next Sparking Zero stream that we do. But I got to give my throat a break. So I am going to be calling this one a guy named Caleb. Look at all them Gokus. There are a lot of Gokus at this point in the tournament. They're just too dominant. They know what they were doing when they were designing Goku in this game. But again, I have to thank everybody so much for the follows and the likes and coming and hanging out with me while I do Fantasy Fight Live. We'll be doing it again very soon. But until then, goodbye forever. And that is going to go for you guys over on YouTube as well. Hetty, thank you so much for coming in. Striker, it's good to see you. King Talistar, Saiyajin Blader, Bedrock, D. Allen Werewolf. Y'all are so dope. Thank you so much for coming in. I am going to be back tomorrow with Silk Song. We're going to be playing some Silk Song on stream tomorrow. So tune in to that around lunchtime EST. Thank you.